Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. And today we are going to be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. We're going to be talking about some pretty interesting sales numbers, at least to me anyway, and what I think about this. Do I think it's good, bad, indifferent? What's my thoughts on this? Also, we're going to be talking about my first impressions of Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, bear in mind, I am about 18 hours into the game, so it's a very, I've played a lot of the game, so it'll be an in-depth sort of first impressions for me. But I haven't beaten the game yet, probably not even close to beating the game, so bear that in mind. This is not a review. First impressions, so let's just talk about the interesting sales numbers we have for Horizon out of the UK. Now, obviously, if you didn't know, I live in the UK, so there's a trend I noticed with Nintendo games, which kind of been broke today. I'm sure it won't be for very long, but something I thought was very interesting. Also, just my thoughts and why this is, I think, very, very, promising. And that is Horizon Zero Dawn has outsold Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild comfortably, quote unquote, comfortably in its first week. Also, it is now PS4's best-selling new IP, like debut game, to come out this generation. So, yeah, some really, really great things coming out from Horizon Zero Dawn, at least in the UK. Take that with a grain of salt. However, the UK is not always the same, but it's pretty similar to the US. So, yeah, take that with how you want to take it. But we'll have to see. Obviously, more importantly, Japan, the US. But obviously, for me, I still feel the UK is important. Now, one thing I want to say before we do get into the sales numbers and stuff, and what I think of it, is one, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is on a new platform, new console. So take that, very, very important that I say that. The console that it's on has just come out, and also the Wii U it's on is, it hasn't got a huge install base, and the PS4 is at around about, I think, 56 to 58 million. I know a few months ago it was 56. It's selling quite well, so I'd assume it sold maybe a million or two more. But again, I don't know. So about 56 million install base. So bear that in mind. But even with all that being put out, and it did come out 2 days earlier than Zelda. So with all those factors, maybe not the biggest surprise in the world that it did outsell Zelda. However, for a established franchise like Legend of Zelda, with majority of the Wii U install base, I assume, getting it, and the ones who don't get it on the Wii U getting it on the Switch, I thought that was actually pretty damn impressive for a new IP, particularly from Sony. Now, why I say that is because in the UK at least, Nintendo games tend to outsell PlayStation exclusives 9 times out of 10. So I think this is definitely impressive, in my opinion. Obviously, the attach rate for the Switch is going to be far superior than Horizon. But yeah, I still think both have sold incredibly well. I could be wrong, but I think both have either met or exceeded the company's expectations. So if you're a Nintendo fan, if you're a PlayStation fan, I think this is great news for everyone, in my opinion. And it's, I got to say, I'm glad this is now PlayStation's best-selling new IP. No offense to No Man's Sky, but it's nowhere near the level of this game. Let's just be honest here. And I like No Man's Sky. I was one of the probably 10 people that didn't feel ripped off by the game. So, yeah, but it's not even like a debate on which is better. So it's nice to see that. Legend of Zelda, though, doing very well on a smaller install base. But let me just give you the rundown of the full top 10 list in the UK. Number 1, Horizon Zero Dawn. Number 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, at this point, who has not got Grand Theft Auto 5 and who is still buying it? Are you buying the fourth copy? Like, what's going on? Number 4, surprisingly, 1-2 Switch. I mean, out of all the launch games, you chose 1-2 Switch. I mean, look, it looks a fun game, but it should have been a pack-in game. So, I don't know about that one. There's a better game, Nintendo game, further down the list. So, I don't know what's going on. But 1-2 Switch. Next up, For Honor. I think this would have charted higher, but again, I think the servers have really killed this game. FIFA 17, it's UK FIFA, of course, it's going to sell well. Super Bomberman R, which is a great game. I can't wait to get it when I get my Switch. So, really not happy about that. Super Bomberman should be outselling 1-2 Switch, man. Come on. Rocket League, Sniper Elite 4, which not doing too well on there, down at the bottom. And Battlefield 1, which is doing well months after launch, still in the top 10. My thoughts on this, I think a really decent month. 3 exclusive Switch games on there, 1 PlayStation game on there, and yeah, just I think a decent month for games. I mean, Horizon scored amazingly. Zelda, one of the best rated games of all time. So I think if you're a gamer, you're probably really enjoying March as it stands. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Have you picked up the Switch? Are you enjoying it? I can't wait to get mine personally. Whenever I've got the money to, I'll be getting it. Have you picked up Horizon? And what's your thoughts? But what's my thoughts on Horizon? Well, let's just get into it now with my first impressions. And that is, I think the game's fantastic. I don't think it's a real surprise that, a game I've been particularly hyped about for a very long time has not just met my expectations, which for me was very high. If you spoke to me about this game, I was kind of comparing it to, I think it could be the level of like a Red Dead or something. Obviously not as good as Red Dead, but it was same level of hype for me personally. And yeah, it's exceeded my expectations. I thought it'd be a beautiful game. It is. I thought it'd be a fun, mechanically solid game. It is. I thought it'd run well. It does. But there was one thing I was worried about. And I've got to say, like I said, I haven't finished the game, so bear that in mind. But so far, there was one thing I was worried about going into the game, and that was the story. I thought it'd be boring. I thought it'd be a chore to play. But it really isn't, and I really have enjoyed the game so far. And I can't wait to finish the game, get the platinum, and all that good stuff for this fantastic, hopefully new series. Like I said, milk the hell out of this Sony because it is really, really good, and I love this sort of game. Now, are there problems with the game? Yes. For me personally, there are 2 problems. They're not problems like, oh my god, how could Guerrilla have done this? But they're like minor things that I noticed playing the game. First up is facial animations. Now, you've probably heard this from a lot of people. However, it's not as bad as some people make it out. They make it out every single character's bad. That's just not true. Well, at least for me personally. The main characters, the facial animations are great. Big, main side quests or big side quests, they have absolutely fine facial animations. But the further you get down, like the little fetch quests and whatnot, which are in all RPGs, yeah, that's when it starts to become a problem. The eyes are going all over the place. They're talking to they've got their back facing to you and all this sort of stuff. It's very strange at times. Can be a little bit funny. It sort of reminds me of Fallout 4. Nowhere near the level of Fallout where some of the things that they were doing during that game was absolutely insane. But it's that sort of thing, you've got a huge open world game. Yeah, it's their first attempt. There are going to be a few bugs here and there. I don't think it's maybe as bad as some people have let on, but definitely in the small side quests you will notice it. And it's just something I think in a sequel, hopefully Guerrilla can target and sort of improve on there. And the next thing that I think uh, could be improved on, it's not because it's bad, I just think it could be more flushed out, and that is the leveling up system and the RPG sort of mechanics. It's a very simplified RPG, but maybe a little bit too simplified, in my opinion. It's very much a Far Cry-esque sort of open world game. I think it's far better than Far Cry. However, it still has a way to go, and I think they could flush out the leveling up system. I think they could give better upgrades. I filled out a whole combat thing, and to be honest with you, haven't really noticed too much different. There's a few takedowns you can do and stuff like that, which is cool, but I didn't feel any more overpowered and stuff when I got them. And it was kind of like, yeah, I've got it, but what's the point? You know what I mean? But with all that being said, everything else in the game so far has been superb. It's got the rock climbing and stuff like that of an Uncharted / Tomb Raider sort of game, which I love. I'm a big Uncharted fan. I think the story is fantastic, really surprising. Actually, there's some emotion to it, and it's not just like a boring game or whatever, just like a brilliant open world, but like a boring game. Certainly not that. It's got a really good story. The combat is really sound in the game. I've got to say, probably from a first party standpoint, the best feeling game to play from a Sony first party studio. I mean, Uncharted, you could argue, I kind of go between this and Uncharted as PlayStation's best exclusive so far this gen. But to be honest, what Uncharted lacked was a fluid, amazing gunplay. I think this has far better mechanics in the game than Uncharted. So yeah, I can't really compare which is better until I finish this. But yeah, overall, it's a superb game, and I think this is Sony's next big franchise. The graphics, as you can probably see, hopefully putting it on YouTube, it's not compressed. I'm playing it with HDR in high graphics mode, and yeah, it's pretty damn gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie. Again, some people say Uncharted's better looking. In my opinion, this is better looking, not only from a graphical standpoint, but from a mechanical. Like, this is an open world game, and this is not a small open world game, and there's no load screens, and it looks this good. I mean, to me, this is more impressive. Now, bear in mind, I'm paying on the PS4 Pro, but nonetheless, even on the base PS4, the people I've talked to, it looks absolutely superb. But that's my thoughts, guys. I think it is a fantastic game so far. Hopefully it keeps me interested, the story wise, till the end. I think it will, but we'll have to see. But let me know your thoughts, guys. How are you playing it if you've got it? Are you like me, just searching everything and try and do all the side quests and just explore all the world and take down all the beasts? Or are you kind of just going story heavy and leaving all the stuff to the end? Let me know your thoughts, guys, down below. But as always, this has been Eminem Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys in a new video.